Hello everyone, Insane Frame here, welcome to the video. In the previous video we did XCOM 2 with one Grenadier. Big Jack certainly proved himself there, which is pretty awesome. It was long overdue, so very sorry about that. But today it's back to Fallout, and today's the day we asked, can you beat Fallout New Vegas with tin can grenades? The reason I thought of tin can grenades is, well, frankly, they're just a random weapon, and I'm curious as to how the run will be affected. So it's just like going back to the good old days and just giving the weapon a crash course and seeing if it can make or break it. We'll need a few perks here and there, and frankly it's going to be a very random playthrough. A bit of a slapdash plan whilst also going back to the Mojave Wasteland. It's going to be quite an interesting one. I do have a plan and we're going to see if it works, but anyway, enough of all that. Let's get straight into the rules, and it's very simple. We can only use weapons that requires tin cans, aka the tin can grenade. No cheating or exploits of any kind. We'll be playing on very hard difficulty with hardcore enabled. So for a nice intro, let's get the run started. Doc Mitchell wakes us up and we get our run started. So first things first, we decide our name. Now, we name ourselves Nick Nitro because we've done a Dynamite playthrough with him, and why not give him a second tour of New Vegas? Because I can just see Nick Nitro just throwing explosive cans at people. Over to the stat machine next, and for this run I tried replicating Nick Nitro's stat sheet on screen here. Funnily enough, the standard high intelligence and luck based stats with some level of endurance and strength actually works really well for this. A slow yet lumbering brute that can dish out the damage, and apparently is very good with electronics, which is fairly overpowered in New Vegas, honestly. Doc Mitchell does his tests, and for the New Vegas veteran, you know what's next. We tag some skills, meaning we raise our scores by 15. Those new here, all you need to know is the higher the number is, the better we are at it. So we go for explosives, repair, and lastly, survival, since we are playing on hardcore difficulty. So this all matches into Nick Nitro, and he is doing very well for his second tour duty here. And lastly, we have traits. Now, traits let you specialize your character for a trade-off. A nice way of giving a unique buff for a bit of a nerf in some way. Some are better than others, and it's all about specializing your character that little bit more. So in this case, we go for built to destroy. The equipment decay is 15% faster, but our crit chance goes up by 3%, which is a big deal. And secondly, we get loose cannon, so we can throw grenades 30% faster, but at a cost of minus 25% range, meaning we're going to hurt ourselves more, but we can lob more, and well, what's not to love? Both these are perfect for our build and very much in character. So if everything's sorted with our character, we then go ahead and place all of our items from all the DLCs into a chest. This makes things as fair as possible, and we go about the place passing checks, get what little we can, and then as we leave, Doc says his goodbyes and we enable hardcore mode to get things started. So now we're out in the world, we have our first hurdle, which is getting Mad Bomber. To do that, we need to hit level 6. And we can't really attack or do anything. Secondly, we need a lot of cans. And I mean a lot of cans. So, on we go. First things first, we steal everything out of someone's house, since why not? And of course, read the Chinese Spec Ops menu. A bit of a stat game right there, and it ups our sneak by 3. But Good Neighbor lives up to its name, as someone notices our bad manners and confiscates everything. All I have to say is touche, Good Neighbor Settler, touche. So we go to Shep and sell everything and buy a shovel. If we can't rob their houses, we'll rob their graves. And we get the snow globe from the Good Neighbor graveyard, and then we get robbing the graves. Some easy starting cash, and we also find our first few tin cans. Good stuff. Chip Hazard would be a little bit annoyed at us for digging up graves, but hey, money is money. And after we raid a cabin for even more tin cans, we start digging up graves near the war memorial. And I think our character being a former soldier, we've definitely hit a new low. 5 minutes in and we're given into rudeness. This is very worrying times indeed, because there's no T in New Vegas. It's got to be the T. So we hit the road, make our way through the Brotherhood bunker, my personal favourite route, getting to the main area of New Vegas, and after a little bit more stealing off some dead Brotherhood distilled who are no longer with us, we make it through to meet Neil, and he kindly reminds us of the super mutants in the air, so we sneak on through without ill-gotten goods, of course, and after we get through some bear traps and a boulder like Indiana Jones, we are home free. So we meet a wandering trader, sell a lot of our stuff off, then do the same again with a gun runner vendor with 2,000 cans. caps just like that. It seems like we're good to go, including a new hat found, and we watched a desperate squatter run in. We submit to a credit check, all is in order. Then, for our amusement, a random peasant gets turned into mincemeat. You gotta love it. And then Victor greets us, and we immediately go to the Lucky 38. I kind of don't want to use the casinos to get a massive payout, as that will kind of take the challenge out of it. So instead, we have the snow globe we found in the graveyard, as well as one being located in the Lucky 38, making another 4,000 cap. This almost allows us to get everything we need at level 1. Also, I do realise we could use Veronica and Eddie to create our tin can grenades, because they have a workbench built into them, and for some reason it just lets you build the tin can grenades in there. But in the spirit of the challenge, we'll carry on with the way it was intended by unlocking Mad Bomber. So we then meet Mr. House. It's very much the standard, yet entertaining as always. We go to the cocktail lounge for drinks, swipe the snow globe, then go to Mr. House's assistant, Jane. We hand the snow globes in, netting us 4,000 caps, adding to our savings. We now have well over 6,000 caps, so we're doing okay. Just a few more caps to go, and we have just a place to earn them. The first is seeing the Fiends outside Camp McCarran, and, well, the NCR bite the dust. They aren't exactly the best, but that changes when we go below and see 2 NCR soldiers who do with several of the Fiends, one by one, and let us loot them. We aren't doing the combat, the NCR are helping us, and as far as they're concerned, we are wearing their uniform, so they think we're one of them. After they shotgun most of the Fiends down there, giving us the loot, we invite some ghouls to come chew their face off, and boy oh boy do they do a good job. We quickly grab the loot and scram. This is, not the most honourable playthrough, that is for sure. I mean, Nick Nitro was a former villain in Small Soldiers, so there you go. We just got to use psychological warfare and let people attack each other, because, you know, we can't attack. But after much looting, and frankly villainous acts of manipulation, getting people to fight each other, we get our 8,000 caps, and we go ahead and head on over to the New Vegas clinic, and we purchase ourselves a endurance and intelligence implant. So now we're rocking a perfect 10 in both stats at level 1, so we get maximum scaling from level ups from now on. This is pretty damn good. So now with our ideal stats, we just have to get to level 6 to get Mad Bomber, and the best way to do that is actually hitting level 2 as quickly as possible. All we have to do is keep exploring new areas. So we go to Prim, and before you know it, our first gentleman in New Vegas with good manners, who is an NCR soldier. He warns us and says to go see his CO, so Nick Nitro, rather than stealing, disarms mines, and he levels up from doing something nice for a change. Go ahead and get Swift Learner, so we earn 10% more experience. This is the perk we need, so things are already going to get easier, which is marvellous. Once we get acquainted with the area a little more, we stumble across the trade post, where you can buy everything you need. We aren't interested in that, we want Boulder City. The best place to level up, so we speak to the officer in command, or OC, then let Nick Nitro do his thing. The enemy just clash into a firefight, the NCR have the upper hand, so we begin looting for the fantastic loot. And of course, free the soldiers, almost like we are doing nice things to level up. So when Jesper's killed and everyone's dealt with, we get a colossal amount of experience, putting us at level 4 right off the bat. We get all the necessary skill points for Mad Bomber and Survival, whilst also getting the confirmed Bachelor. So our grenades do 10% more damage against male characters. Pretty awesome, since grenades of any kind can hit that much harder. We go in and see Benny. He says his usual remark, and it's,
"What in the goddamn?"
Decide to leave him, knowing he'll go to Kaiser, and where we're going, we're bound to bump into him a little bit later, since Kaiser is a potato, needs to be dealt with, so everything is happening very rapidly for us. We just need a little bit more experience for that combat, and just the place opens up for us. So we head on over to Outpost near Prim, and Ranger Ghost is kind of acting weird. After we catch Ranger Ghost, we take her quest, go towards Nip, then after avoiding the ants, surprise, surprise, we find this guy. Yeah! We're going to the town hall. The Legion attack us since we're wearing an NCR uniform, because I'm quite the potato. They then decide to talk to us, but we have to flee first, change, go back, and with a little bit of unique dialogue, so, you know, is what it is. We thank them for the level up, and I guess we're level 5 now. We go to Ranger Ghost, who doesn't want to keep looking in the distance, get some experience, and we decide to continue our escapades in Goodsprings. I figured helping Sunny Smiles would be a good place to start. All we have to do is shoot sarsaparilla balls, and yes, we are attacking admittedly, but it doesn't damage any enemies really, and it unlocks a tutorial quest, so figured it would be okay in this instance. I am bending the rules a little bit, but it's all good. We follow Sunny, and she is a lean, mean gecko grilling machine, and when we clear the wells, she teaches some survival skills, and lastly, we talk to Ringo to start some side quests for that glorious experience. We help out everyone in Good Springs, getting everyone equipment and dynamite to use as grenades, and can't argue there. And when the fighting starts, we just walk around, as you do, and the enemy just so happen to fall to Good Springs settlers. They confiscate stolen items and deal with criminals, so well done, Good Springs. You've got some good settlers here. So we get XP, and then I decide to do a quest line I haven't done since the Ranger Sequoia video, and that's the radio security mission. It just requires us installing some radio security upgrades, nothing too fancy, and a lot of walking, so we get to it. The exploration XP will be nice, and also we can just hop around the map a lot easier once we've explored everywhere. So we deliver the radio upgrades no problem, one by one. Some have much more distance than others, looking at you, Radio Foxtrot, out in the middle of the woods over the mountains. But the first few are not a problem, and then evading Lake Lurks, quite dicey indeed, but we managed to sneak past and deliver our radio upgrade to another camp. Gets Camp Foxtrot, and for some reason Ranger Ghost is here as well, or maybe a doppelganger, but who knows, it's Ranger Ghost. Or is it? But good to see her there alive and well. But we travel a little more, and this time to Prim, and make our way to Camp Charlie. And thankfully the Legion haven't done anything yet. Head inside, another upgrade installed, and we continue until all the upgrades are sorted. Then we relay the information, and apparently some false reports have been filed. So we decide to go ahead, check in with all these Rangers. They say it's not true, and that the top brass have been falsifying them. So we let Sergeant Reyes know, and when it's all done, it happens, and this is it. We are finally level 6. We spec into explosive, but the big news is we get Mad Bomber. We can finally make tin can grenades, people. So we go back to the workbench. We need some duct tape and tin can and pistol powder. Simple enough. The Crimson Caravan sell duct tape in bunches of 10. Not a problem. And pistol powder is actually very easy to come by. Just buy any pistol or shotgun round and you can get it that way. And well, as you can see on screen, you get a lot. An awful lot. So thanks to hanging out for just over a week in the Crimson Caravan, we get a lot of duct tape and we can craft our grenades. Honestly, I've never used this weapon, but might as well stockpile as much as we can get our hands on. My secret weapon to get in cans is in Novak. A lot may ask, Frame, Novak doesn't have tin cans, and yes, you'd be right. However, it does have one person there that does have tin cans, and that is Lady Gibson. She stocks cans in her inventory, and we just go ahead, purchase them, go to the caravan company just to stockpile our junk, and turn these into grenades. They are super cheap to make, and, you know, having the right suppliers, we can now make as many tin can grenades as we want, and we are set. So, yes, it does take some waiting around, but it's all good. Now it's time to see what Kaiser is up to and whether or not he's going to be a tomato. So in Cottonwood Cove, the Legion are expecting us. And of course, we go to the commander's office and decide to place a nice tin can grenade in the Centurion's inventory. And we get a lovely kill cam. Just brilliant stuff, ladies and gentlemen. So we go to Kaiser and he wants the bunker destroyed. A fun quest indeed. So we go in there and Mr. House is waiting for us. He says security has run amok and, well, explosives are very, very good at wiping them out without issue. So we get the walking protectrons dealt with, and the turrets aren't too bad, although they're oddly resistant to explosives. So we just decide to take them all out, and then once we install the level 2 upgrade for all of the Securitrons, House then is impressed that we made it out, and we get a good bit of experience. And then we have to deal with Benny, and of course we had to choose Crucifixion since it's the most hilarious. We level up and just max out our explosives at 100, and oddly enough, Sneak is coming in handy, so we spec into that a little bit as well. Then the fun begins, since our tin cans grenades can actually count as a holdout weapon. I didn't know this, but you know, grenades as holdout weapons, absolutely overpowered as all hell, and you all know what that means. We can throw these everywhere, and it doesn't get any better than this, so we just start blowing apart the Legion forces. Now filling us with holes, most certainly, but we are simply better. And as for Kaiser, well, you can see he's absolutely thrilled with us fixing our Bloodlush, just like he said. Absolutely wonderful. We have a level up to level 10 and simply just go for more Demolition Expert, another 20% damage with our Death Tin Cans. These are so blimmin' good. Anyway, lumbering around like a corpse and a lot of our limbs broken, we managed to get out the Legion Fortress with a few tin can grenades to spare. So we go to the New Vegas clinic, get healed up, and go to our suppliers, sell all the Legion goodies to fund our New Vegas Grenadier Nick Nitro. We are making a tidy profit, ladies and gentlemen, and the small soldiers / XCOM barracks will be up in no time. So with Caesar and Benny done, we are now primed for some levels. We begin selling all of our loot, as you do, with our cans in hand, and it's time to show everyone what Nick Nitro can do as a demolition expert. We go to our usual spot to grind experience, the Dry Lake. We meet our first assassination squad, and this is absolutely perfect. We have a endless cycle to get tin can grenades now, and they are dealt with pretty easily, might I add. Some explosives are good at crippling the legs, and we can just move out of the way, allowing us to make this a trivial affair. And of course, their weapons continue our conveyor belt of grenades, and then we have fun with the ants to massively boost our experience gain. And I thought, why not go the extra distance and take out the super mutants at their base of operation? It's a little tougher, sure, and they're at a mountain. Same rules apply. No legs, no worries, as they limp around, and some of them even pancake to the ground, getting us masses and masses of loot, and we take on Tabitha. She just gives up eventually, which is hilarious. And then we're doing so well with our gubbins that we decide to get a luck implant to increase our critical chance of explosives. So what's not to love? A perfect 10 in luck as well. With the grinding going very well, so well in fact, that we level up at the Fiends, we get the perk we need, hit the deck. So we get 25 armor rating with any explosives. This minimises our negative effect with lobbing grenades, a very welcome addition, and it will hopefully stop our crippling limbs. We go to the bottom of the map near Nipton and just begin destroying the wildlife. More assassins are here, but because it's the Legion, they hate us that much. It's not long before we kill a lot of rad scorpions that are terrifying as well, and some geckos. We then hit level 14, and this is a very good level for us because we get adamantium skeleton. So we suffer 50% less damage to our limbs, and this is blimming awesome for us, like a pot of tea. Our main drawback for our grenades is now removed, and then we just keep focusing on getting a quick pit stop in Prim. We get the side quest done for Deputy Beagle, and also get Hayes and his section / squad, and get a little bit close to level 15. I almost forgot Boone and his troubles is a very simple quest, and really should have done it earlier, but we get the culprit and she gets what's coming to her. Oh yes, very good Boone, very good indeed. We nab his first recon rate, and now we get an extra 5% crit chance and +1 perception. Very good for our build. Now we have everything we need and everything's in place. It's time to go to the boomers with their explosive artillery. But the Legion once again want to say hello. So hello Legion assassination squads, grenades ahoy for you. And to be fair, it's a lot of fun taking these guys out. Love New Vegas, thanks for the loot guys. And one of them even limped home half dead. So we did a good job here. So back to avoiding artillery, and we get him, and they just keep lobbing the artillery. The explosives are raining down. We then sprint to the gate, and it's all good. Raquel then leads us to Pearl, and now the boomer base is on our radar. So we decide to help them out since it's kind of the right thing to do, and Nick Nitro is actually being quite a good fellow, so why not? First things first, over to the medical centre. We use our medical skill, although not the best. It is enough to at least cure one of the boomers with a magazine. Then we get to repairing the solar panel, since our repair skill is very good and we can do it without spare parts. But then it's the tricky part where we have to get rid of the ants. So we go in, it's very awkward, one wrong move and we get one shot. But persistence pays off, as we just managed to grenade them with our tin cans of death from the first floor, and then when they're close we just grenade bounce them on the wall and then just hide away. It's the best we can do, although I will admit these grenades aren't very good at bouncing since they're a cylinder shape, but hey, we work with what we got. But once we finish the quest and we hand them all in, we get the lady in the water. So we have a pressure cooker for Jack. He makes us a rebreather, which is great armor too, and combines very well with Boone's beret. So we can't really argue with that now, can we? So, you know, it lets us breathe underwater. We go to the area, there are loads of castors here and they are eager to kill us, but blowing them up soon sorts that out and gives us lots of XP. We then attach the ballast underwater and with a flick of a switch, the plane is out from the ocean, everything is golden. The lady is now no longer in the water but on the surface. And then back at the Boomer's base, we have their eternal gratitude, ticking another problem on the list. Next, we go see Veronica since she'll be useful in letting us in the Brotherhood of Steel bunker. And I think you can see where this is going. Anyway, we're getting Mr. House's plan in place so we can speed through his quest line. And usually I just steal the keycards and, here is no different. But it's nice to try things differently. So we also level up. I decided to go for Heave Ho, a level 2 perk, but we can throw things faster and further, negating our trait penalty. So it's a nice easy level up. Veronica lets us in the bunker and, well, she's going to be in for a nasty surprise. We dismiss her as to not have her see what we're about to do, and we let her stay in the Lucky 38 for her unwitting betrayal to her own kind. We get all the keycards, as I said, there's no difference there. We're going to just steal the keycards, and then we have the bloodbath begin. The fighting down here, whilst difficult, actually favours our Grenadier playstyle very well. The enemy have nowhere to run and we can slaughter them all en masse. For some reason they group up in the Paladin Hardwinds room and they go down like 10-pin bowling pins. It's quite the mess, ladies and gentlemen, and when we're done with it, it's just absolutely amazing. The personnel with the Gauss rifles are a pain to deal with, but taking cover and using Heave-Ho really helps. We can even double grenade the enemy so we can make short work of them, and then when we get out the entrance, Paladin Ramos is actually the easiest enemy. Not sure why, but hey, I welcome it, and now that the Brotherhood of Steel are destroyed, just like the first Nick Nitro playthrough, we have everything we need. An explosion of beautiful proportion to boot, and oh yes, well done Nick Nitro, living up to your name indeed. And it happens every playthrough, so we go into the Gomorrah Casino, and just for old time's sake, we get ready for round 2. They really aren't equipped for dealing with us, at least the tops are untouched this run, so there is that to consider. But the Gomorrah Casino is just obliterated off the map, with lots of tin cans redecorating the area with shrapnel. Once that is done, we visit Veronica. There's actually no dialogue option, so we just move on to Mr. House and we speed through everything. Some quests we complete, others we're banned from, but it's all good. But then we get Mr. House say, we need to go to the El Dorado power plant, so we head there immediately with no time to lose. And we grenade the NCR in the area. We are shunned, not great. They turn to mincemeat, so it all works out as planned. We then place the chip in the power plant, and now that everything is set, we level up and go splash damage. So our explosion are 25% bigger. This is going to make double throwing so much better, and we get prepared, make some dessert salads, and top up our grenades, and the Crimson Caravan and Novak Scrapyard are swimming in caps. And then it's time to hit the final mission. The prom comes up, and yes, we are certainly ready. So Mr. House is going to be the new leader of New Vegas. So first half of Hoover Dam is pretty good. The cans come out and we throw a couple of grenades to stop them in their tracks. The NCR don't attack us, which is nice, and the Legion are struggling thanks to our most recent perk, splash damage. Makes our grenades very reliable, and also the damage of the double throws just over 300 hit points, so it hits really hard. And the best part of New Vegas is the boomers in their bomber, and it's coming in and it's simply amazing. Oh, the sound is beautiful. Next up is the control room. This is easy peasy. We double grenade, heave-ho, and splash damage are a fantastic combo as it pancakes the enemy on the floor. We upload Mr. House. He uses his manners by saying cheers. Love that right there. And now everyone down here hates us, and our production line comes in handy as we just grenade them into oblivion and remaster their faces into concrete. We get the switch, go topside. The second half of the bridge is easy as pie. Then we get all of the people running away, and we finally get to the Legate camp. Now, I was very worried about this. However, it was so easy, it's not even funny. The first Praetorian was the most difficult, but the rest we can just throw grenades in an arc, making it rain tin cans. Also, our range is impressive thanks to He-Ho, and the Praetorians are almost triple killed. We take out the Legionaries with carbine, and now we get the big man himself, the Legate. So, we take some Psycho, do our best against him, and it turns into a grenadier versus grenadier. His grenades are fire grenades that do a fair amount of damage, but our endurance keeps us up. We keep hitting him, and to be frank, our double grenades are taking him down fairly easily. The main threat is the legionaries, but our dessert salad and our lovely steaks are keeping us up, and when we keep grenading, they just can't stand up to us, and as soon as the ranged legionaries go down, we have the upper hand. Their legate is then dealt with in the explosions. All of the legionaries are then toppled, and this is actually one of the easiest legate camps ever. So we simply walk on over to the gate. General Oliver comes on out, and we gladly present him with the surrender papers. We don't judge him, he can wipe his ass with them anytime he wants, but then he decides that he can take us in a fight, and the fool he is, we just grenade them into oblivion. The Securitrons really don't care, and with that, Mr. House speaks to us, ending the run, answering the question, can you beat Fallout New Vegas with tin cans? And yes, you most certainly can, and it's a hell of a lot of fun. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very sorry the XCOM 2 video took so long, but we are back to our regular schedule now. Things are going good, and I'll try and get videos out in a timely fashion every week or 2 weeks. And yeah, but this was a lot of fun. I really liked it. As soon as we got Lady Gibbons selling us tin cans, yes, we had to wait an awfully long time to get tin can grenades, but I tell you what, it was a heck of a lot of fun, and just a very random playthrough, which is really good fun. I can't really fault it. I do miss Fallout, and we got Fallout by the truckload. So, our next little playthrough is going to be Fallout London. I hope the game works. If it doesn't, then you'll get an XCOM video. So, fingers crossed. And we're going to try and do Fallout London as an archer, because they actually have bows and arrows in that game, and I do love some archery. So, stay tuned for that. And, you know, like the video if you like the video, comment down below, all that good stuff. Subscribe if you're new. You guys know the drill. I hope you all take care of yourselves, and thank you for watching the video. But this is Insane Frame, signing off. Thank you for watching the video. Take care, everybody. Have a lovely day. This is Insane Frame, signing off. Ta-ta for now, everyone.